Okay, class. So everyone should have just gone on their computer and tried to find a job web search site on their own. And they should have tried to find a job that they think would have been a good fit for them and look at that job. I wanted to make sure that you could all do that by yourselves. So Jessica, were you able to find a job search site and search for a job?
Um, yes, I started with Google, and then it sort of sent me to, I found the first thing I found was sort of on Indeed. So I looked around on Indeed.
Good, good. I was going to ask you what job search site that you used. So you used Indeed because Google is a search engine for lots of things, and Indeed is a job search website just for job searching. And so did you like Indeed? Was it easy to use?
It was okay. It
Yeah.
was okay. Yeah. I
Did
mean,
you
I
like
was looking for something specific to working with animals or dogs in specific. And so that's why Indeed was sort of the first one to pop up.
Good. And you found something that was animal related?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. So here, I'll ask you a question. And now, is it important for you to use more than one job search site, or is it okay to just use one?
No, I think it's a good idea to use more than one because not all the jobs are going to be on a specific job board or a search engine.
Very good. That's exactly right. Because just like I think we were talking to Vince about that in the previous lesson, people pay the job search websites to run their ads. And so different job search websites will have different job listings. They won't all have the same ones. So if you want to find multiple options for different jobs, you might have to go to different job search websites. So very good, Jessica. Okay, now Kathy, did you find some jobs that were attractive to you that you thought you might be interested in applying for?
Yes, I put in some criteria and actually searched Craigslist.
Oh, good.
I liked it because I could narrow the geographic area because I have some special transportation needs.
Okay, good. So that's a question that I was going to ask you. I like the fact that you brought that up. So sometimes we'll find a job that we like, but we need to pay attention to where is the job compared to where we live. Because if we don't have a car, maybe we need to take a bus or a train to get there. And you want to be able to figure out, is a train or a bus station nearby the job site? So Kathy, were you able to confirm whether or not the job location was near a train or a bus station?
Some of the listings actually had the metro or bus line that was closest, actually had it. These were kind of an entry level job I was looking for.
Okay.
But some of them actually had it in the listing.
That's great. Now, let's go down that path a little bit. Let's say that information wasn't in the listing and you wanted to go and figure out, is there a bus station or a train station near a certain job site? What are other ways that you could find that out?
Well, Metro has a great app where you can enter your destination, and they'll give you options of, if there's a train or a bus, or they'll let you know the particular schedule even.
Right, that's a good point. So like we were saying with Jessica, sometimes when you're looking for a job, you want to use multiple job search websites. And then when you're looking for the job, there may be information that you want to find out that requires you to go to a different website, or whether or not there's a metro station nearby, or you could use a map of some sort, like a Google Map website. So there's lots of websites that you can use to get the specific information you want. And Kathy was able to do that. So very good, Kathy. Okay, Vince, did you think there was this much work involved in finding a good job?
Yes, there is quite a bit of work involved. And especially if you're not familiar with the different sites, the job sites on the computer, which
Right.
I am not. So I started out with Google and I stumbled my way through, but eventually it becomes very clear to you what the job availabilities are, and you can easily match your resume to those jobs that are presented.
Right, very good. And that's a good step in the process. So sometimes I think what we need to do just to stay organized is to think about what are the steps involved in finding the job and in comparing your skills or your resume to the job and then applying for the job. There's multiple steps involved, and we might need to use a different website or a different application to help us with each step. But we need to remember, whatever the steps are, the steps will stay the same. The websites we use might change. So what are some of the steps, Vince, that you think are important for us to keep in mind?
Well, first of all, you need to know what it is that your specific objective is in the preparation of your resume. So try to be as specific as possible in what it is that you want to do. And then you can go out on the open market, so to speak, starting with Google and eventually getting down to individual sites and comparing your resume to those specific jobs that are available. One interesting thing that you can do as a deviation is go look at all the jobs before you compare them to your resume to see what the universe looks like. You might find a more interesting position than matches your resume, which would cause you then to change your resume. I'm sorry about that detail.
No, well, that's a really good point. I'm gonna jump to Cassidy with the last point you just made about changing your resume. So Cassidy, let's say you were looking at a certain job that you liked, but you realize that as a student right now, you don't have all the qualifications that you need to apply for that job. What are you going to do to prepare yourself over the next year in order to, well, I know I'm talking about a specific job. What are the types of things that you could do in general to be more prepared for a job in the future that you aren't qualified for now? What are some things that you could do?
You'd want to build on your experience. So if you don't, sometimes you feel like you run into a circle where you need a certain degree, but you don't have the degree and you don't know where to work towards it. So you could volunteer, or you could try to get an internship or something that's in the realm of experience of that job in particular, or just in general, get some sort of work experience, because most places want to at least know that you are able to hold a job and work and have some sort of discipline in the workforce.
Very good. And that's CTE education works very closely with industry to help find job-related internships for you to do where you can actually get work experience as a student and see if you like a certain industry, see if you like a certain type of job. So very good answer, Cassidy. Okay, thumbs up or thumbs down? Do you think this lesson was important for us to go through? Yeah, it's important for us to understand these things because we're all at some point going to need to find a job, and we want to find a job that's really good for, a good fit for us. So next class, let me tell you what we're going to do. But for now, very, very good job. I really appreciate the insights and the efforts you all took. You did a wonderful job. I know this was a little challenging, but you rose to the occasion, and I'm very proud of you. In the next lesson, what we're going to talk about is how sometimes it's hard to find a job even though you're qualified, because depending on the economy, depending on trends with regard to technology, depending on needs of the society we live in, sometimes jobs aren't available. Sometimes there are some jobs, but not that many. Other times, if the economy is booming and things are going well, there may be lots of jobs available, which is a great time to be looking for a job. But sometimes you just can't find a job because there's not that many going on. And we'll talk about the way economy and society and maybe even technology trends can affect whether or not there's a lot of jobs available or not. And it helps you to understand and be a more informed job search, career management professional. So thank you. And that's the end of the class today. Bye-bye.